Hey everybody, welcome back to my Eurovision React Review channel. So I'm not going to be reacting to Ireland's song Last Night because I'm not allowed to. RTÉ, which is the Irish broadcaster, has banned me. So I was watching it last night live and I was genuinely really enjoying it. And then went to bed, woke up this morning, edited my reaction video, effectively just reacting to all the songs, but more importantly, reacting also to the judges, and then posted it, everything seemed fine, and then get a message basically saying, RTÉ have blocked you. It's like, okay. So I went back through the video and edited out things that I thought I said, which might have angered them, and then they blocked me again. And then finally, which is why I think I am blocked, is because I then just cut my reaction to the winning performance of Brooke. And then that got blocked, even though there are loads of reactors out there that have plenty of reactions with the same performance. So I'm going to have to do a review because RTÉ are blocking me. So anyway, it's part and parcel of YouTube, right? So last night on the Late Late Show, we got to hear live, unlike North Macedonia, the 6 live performances of the song vying for the ticket to Turin this year. So we started off with, who did we start off with again? Patrick O'Sullivan. One night, one kiss, one promise. In all seriousness, he decided to go for this thing where he was singing at the front and then there was this dancing duo on a bed behind. It was extremely distracting. But nonetheless, the international jury seemed to love it and gave it 10. I didn't really go much on it. Don't get me wrong, I thought that he sang well, but that was pretty much it. So then we moved on to, was it Janet Grogan, Ashes of Yesterday? Now, if you saw my previous reaction video where I listened to all the studio versions, this was my favourite. And I think that she sang it well. I was a little bit underwhelmed, but I was kind of concerned going into this that I'd be generally underwhelmed by the majority of these just because they're being performed in the studio. Maybe that's why RTÉ banned me, because I've said that 3 or 4 times. I was like, there's only so much you can do in a studio. But one of the judges, what did he say? Janet's got a voice that Adele wished she had, or something crazy like that. It was just bizarre. Or Janet's voice is what Adele should be. I was like, oh, what are you talking about? Anyway, after that performance, I was completely open to another song taking my eye. And then we got on to Brendan Murray, Real Love. Now, for me, it was a bit of deja vu from 2017 at Eurovision, whereby the dude can sing. We kind of saw that evidently in UK X Factor. But his performance in 2017, that was a borderline qualifier. And I was rooting for Born to Try. And then the performance was just a bit flat and some of the notes were a bit bum notes. And last night, vocally, I thought he struggled. But when it went to the judges, they were like, that was amazing, that performance was faultless, that voice was incredible. And I was like, surely I didn't get that wrong. Halfway through his song, I was just on the edge of my seat, just hoping he gets to the end of it. I didn't think it was a solid anyway. This is why I think RTÉ banned me. I think they might ban this video. All the judges, they seem cool, but they added no value to the evening. Basically, after every performance, each person basically said how amazing the artist was. 50% of the comments had nothing to do with the songs. And moreover, what more can I say about the judges? Oh, it was almost they'd rehearsed what they were saying as the performance was singing and be like, right, I've got to say something good, what can I say? There were moments where they were saying things like, this is an anthem for the people, and that was with, yes, we're gonna get out of it, and honestly, I can hear that on the radio, that's gonna be a hit across Europe. These are just some of the phrases after some of these songs, and I was like, oh my gosh, you are talking out your backside. Be critical. I didn't even know that they were going to judge at the end. So they obviously have to be critical to a point because they have to rank them. But when it got to their votes, I was like, well, evidently you're going to give everyone 12 based on what you've said. Anyway, I've got to mute myself because this could get banned as well. Right, okay, so what was I saying? Yeah, Brendan Murray, I mean, the song live, even though I particularly didn't think he sang it that well, was better live. And then, I don't know which order. Oh, then we were, yeah, we're gonna get I mean, the studio it gets repetitive, but I mean, live, it really is apparent that that song is on a loop. And it's just awkward. He's there, he's sitting on a piano or a keyboard. He's got this cap with a logo, NY. He is dressed so casually that it makes me think he'd forgotten it was that night. Like someone phoned him up and was like, mate, you've got to be on the Late Late Show. And he's like, oh, I got to get a taxi. Because he was just sat there. I was like, you look really casual. And then they've got basically these backing people with these wind instruments, brass wind instruments. And obviously, if we know anything from the UK last year with James Newman, don't do it. Don't take a trumpet on stage because it's going to curse you. And then these dancers just come in front of him. And I think it's probably a tactic where he's like, do you know what? I think after 2 minutes, people are going to be sick of this song. So if I just put some dancers in front of me, then maybe that will distract people from the song. But it didn't distract the studio jury because they gave it 10. Like they were all basically saying it's an earworm, it's an anthem. Like, it's going to be a hit across Europe. And I was like, did you just listen to what I listened to? It was bizarre. And then we got to Eurovision fan favourite, Rachel Goode, I'm Loving Me. Bless her. This was the first time where, at the beginning of the song anyway, that I just felt a little bit comfortable because she was owning the vocals. Don't get me wrong, it was a bit of a boring performance, but I think ultimately she or her team had decided that they were just going to focus on the vocal because that was it. They had these backing dancers doing choreo, and I was like, I could choreograph that. Like, I could choreograph that in my bedroom. The choreo is bad. And one of the judges was just like, it was amazing choreo. And I was like, oh my gosh, be quiet. Like, I could have been sat there. I could have been one of those judges. And I could have been like, the voice was great. Yeah, I play that song on the radio. Yeah, that will do well for Ireland. That performance was phenomenal. I couldn't keep my, like, literally it was just every time. It was the same thing. Anyway, oh, bless her heart. So near the end, she doesn't quite hit that top note. And this is why I think I might have got banned by RTE, because when I watched the recap of the songs before the televote opened, they do this at Eurovision, right? They pre-plan the part of the song that they're going to obviously use as part of the recap. Now, obviously, they'd chosen, why would you not, the part where she does the key change, goes to the high note, but she didn't hit it. And bless, like, she seems such a lovely person, and I can't sing for Toffee, but she doesn't hit it. And lazy editing. At Eurovision, this has happened before, and last minute, they pick another part of the song as part of the recap, but RTE kept that bit, and like, they did that recap twice, so both times I had to sit there and listen to her part of the song, the worst part of the song, where she doesn't hit the note. I think that's probably why I've been bad with RTE. If I post this, like, they could do me for, like, slander. I actually quite like RTE. It was just, these were just some critical points I had. And, right, and then we ended with Brooke, That's Rich. Now, listen, when I watched the performance, the first one, at this point, I'm gagging for a song that just makes me think, oh, thank God Ireland is sending something that is pretty decent. And I knew that this was the favourite. And on studio version, I did testify. I was like, this is not really my sound, but I do understand why a lot of people are going for it. And then about a minute in, I was like, oh, I don't know if this lives up to the studio, because she decided to go for this bedroom pajama outfit and, like I said, this really dodgy choreo, and I was like, this isn't being pulled off. But the thing that pulled it off, she was quite critical of her vocal when she won. I think she said she was really excited to do another performance because she was really disappointed with it. I didn't think the vocal was that bad, but actually what I wanted from those 3 minutes was, number one, I've never seen her perform before, so I don't know whether she can perform, and what I mean by that is she entertaining to watch? And yes, she is. And moreover, can she sing live? And yes, she can. But I didn't like the concept, but again, we can forget this. It's a studio. They can completely repackage this. I think I want something a bit more cooler, a bit more edgier. Like, it's definitely tapping into, like, cool bands like The Gossip. Like, there are certainly things that they could do to make this more cool, more edgier. Anyway, that's for someone else. But I genuinely feel that with the right stage producer, this could do really well. Because by the end of the 3 minutes, I was won over. But I was won over by her, I think. And I was very honest when I was reacting to the initial performance. I was like, I actually like her. I like this song. I just don't like what she's wearing, and I don't like the performance. But again, ironically, one of the judges, was it the DJ, the lady with the blonde hair, was just like, amazing choreo, amazing outfits. And I was like, what are you talking about? You're talking out your backside. Anyway, nonetheless, then what happened then? Oh, and then we were treated to Riverdance, and I didn't realise that Riverdance had not been in or set foot in Ireland for years, and that made me realise I want to go and watch Riverdance. That was phenomenal. And then we got to the results. So we had the international jury where we had William from Wee Wee Blogs. He's everywhere, like anything that is Eurovision, he's a part of. And I wasn't sure whether the international jury was just going to be Eurovision fans, but when they went straight in with 2 points for Rachel Goode, I was like, oh, it's not. They gave 12 points to... no, sorry, the international jury gave 4 points to Rachel Goode. They gave their 12 points to Brooke, that's Rich, and then, 10 points to One Night, One Kiss, One Promise. And then, what do we have then? The studio. Yeah, what was that about? But nonetheless, they gave 12 points to my favourite, Janet, which I thought was kind of strange because they really screwed over Brooke. Like, it was so obvious. So, I was saying how, like, the judges were absolutely waxing lyrical about every performance. When it got to Rachel Goode's, that's the moment where I was like, you're not convincing me anymore. The lady, as you're watching it on the right... when she finished her kind of thing, I was like, you are not convincing me. But then someone else, the lady on the left, the DJ, the blonde one, she was just like, that song could be part of a Hollywood blockbuster movie or something like that. And I was like, oh my goodness, what are you chatting about? Anyway, they really screwed that song over, but I'm not surprised. They also screwed over Brooke. Like, they potentially, these people who the whole show, I wasn't necessarily respecting what they were saying, they had quite a lot of power, and they could have actually stopped Brooke from representing Ireland, which would have been a bit of a catastrophe in my opinion. But they gave Janet 12, which I can kind of see that she has promise, and that song has promise, and I think with a little bit of work that would be okay. And then the televote saved it. And actually, with all the drama that's happening on in Spain at the moment, it is quite nice that this song goes through with a kind of a multi-layered voting system, but fundamentally the song that wins is the one that won the televote. So, in summary, I think Ireland have got an absolute corker with this song. I wasn't convinced on studio, I am convinced now. It is an earworm. That's rich. That's rich. I mean, I would love to react to that song for you, but I can't. So I'll just sing it to you. But I'm really excited to see what this... I hope RTÉ have a bit of money, all right? Because, mind you, saying that, they did have a bit of money last year, didn't they? On that staging, but it just didn't quite pay off. I think they still need to be ambitious and go to a top producer, because I think with the right staging, this is going to do really, really well. So I'm really, really excited. I genuinely think the right song won. I genuinely had a really good night here watching it. Like, it's a shame you can't see it, because I was actually really enjoying it. I wasn't sitting there being like, I was laughing. I thought it was really funny. So thank you, RTÉ, if you're going to watch this, for an amazing evening. But stop blocking me. So yeah, those are my thoughts. Please let me know what you think. Did the right one win? How do we fancy Brooke's chances at Eurovision this year? If you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my channel. Please do click the notification button so you're informed if and when I post videos. And yeah, until next time, unless I'm blocked, stay safe.